Is it that time again already? I guess apparently it is. The weeks just fly by when you're having a good time doing what you love, right? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show this week. The show live. I'm your host, David Burrows. Thanks for joining. And I see Carinder is already out there joining us. Hello, Carinder. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Nice to have you joining us here. And for those of you who are watching for the first time, welcome. Thank you so much for joining my show live. 3:30 every Monday afternoon, broadcasting live to you from my home studio here in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. Now, the reason I say Sarnia, Ontario, Canada, I know for those of you locally, you might know me. My show's really gone international now. We've got viewership all over the world. Australia watches us. United Kingdom watches us. I do an international show with Stephen Healy every Monday at 12 o'clock Eastern every Monday. Today he was out gallivanting somewhere in the United Kingdom. Vacation, I guess is what that is. So Brigitte Lambada joined me today, and we talked about the Cape Town water crisis. You can check that on the Video Show Network page there as well. And, well, there you go. She's from South Africa, so we're joined there, and all throughout the United States and Canada. So thank you to all of you who are here and joining me as well. And who else we got out here? Is Fonz out there? Is that what I thought maybe? Hello, Fonz, if you're watching. There's Carinder saying hello, and he's saying hello to Fonz. The real Fonz. We know the Fonz. I've been on Fonz Chamberlain's show. There you go. He's in the United Kingdom. He's the Cambridge historian. So, Fonz, if you're out there, thanks for watching. It's been an exciting week. I have to tell you, some really fun things happened to me over the weekend. And first of all, just before we get started, wherever you're watching from, make sure you're watching directly like Fonz and Carinder are. The link above here, click on that so you come directly to the show so you can share your comments and ask your questions with my guests who are going to be here joining me. Coming up, first of all, today, her name is Leah Marlene. She is a young performer, but very passionate about her music, and she's excited because she's coming to Sarnia, and she's going to be opening the music at Bluewater BorderFest on the Friday evening, along with local band Jabrito, and of course, the Guess Who and Honeymoon Suite in there as well. So we're looking forward to talking to Leah coming up at about 3:45. And then we will talk with my friend Sean Robbins, who have not really been able to sit down and talk with in a while. So it's nice he's going to be able to join us here on the show. Sean is a real eclectic variety kind of guy. He'll be here talking about Sarnia-Lambton Crime Stoppers, as he's on the board for that here in Sarnia-Lambton. He'll be talking about what they do and some upcoming events. They do more than you just might think. And he's also a musician as well. He'll be talking about his new band and their new sound, the Song Machine Band. So looking forward to that, having Sean here. And then my friend Jay Peckham will be here at 4:15. So we've got a full hour lined up. Yes, hello, Fonz. Thanks for jumping in, and keep watching for us, folks. And I got a few things to talk about first. Really appreciate it. I mean, I know it's kind of early if you've never watched the show before to ask you to share this around, but if you have watched the show and you like the show, please do me a favor. Click on that share button. Help us grow around here and get some more viewership. I'm just being honest when I say that, right? All right. It was a fun weekend. Friday, I kind of took it a little bit easy. But then I got out. I was at Doggy Paddle Beach Fest here in Sarnia for most of the day down there. Now, you can see what was happening here. Yes, let me just bring that up full screen again. That is Jeffrey. And I'm not talking about the guy there, the spider, the tarantula climbing up my arm. That was Jeffrey. And this was one of the... So Doggy Paddle Beach Fest, all about dogs, but Jeffrey was there. There was a python snake there that I had the pleasure of meeting, Mr. Squeeze-A-Lot, that's his name. He was there joining Doggy Paddle. Some of the things that I do to entertain, my friend Jenny Lynn Shepard, who's the founder and organizer of Doggy Paddle Beach Fest, asked me if I would do it. Here it is again. That's Jeffrey the tarantula. Look at the look on my face. Do I look excited? Jennifer, my wife, was there with me. She had to walk away. She couldn't see it. My son, Jason, was holding the camera, and he said he had trouble with that. Anyway, it was a good time at Doggy Paddle Beach Fest, in spite of Mother Nature not quite cooperating, but for the most part, it was pretty good. We had a lot of fun down there. So thanks, Jenny Lynn. And lots of dog owners down there and some agility things and vendors. It was a good time. Definitely looking forward to be in there next year. Later that day as well, we got out. It was the first annual Touch a Truck event. So we had fire trucks. Preferred Towing was there with their 60-ton rotator. Sarnia Police was there. K106.3 was there. That's Mike Otis from Sarnia Fire. He talked to us. He showed me a picture earlier. If you're not from around here, you won't understand what I mean. But the parking lot where we were was lined up all the way back to Canadian Tire. It was super, super long in the morning. So the kids had a good time. That's Officer Nelson Amaral. We were having some, I kind of surprised him, caught him off guard. I was walking around with my camera and I caught him off guard, but he's like, hey, and we're on television. Hi, Dave. So good conversations there. Sarnia Police, of course. And there is, I don't know, do I look impressed? That's my friend from K106.3. He was broadcasting live. That's Matt McNeil from K106.3 Blackburn Radio. So it was a lot of fun. Had a good time down there. So Doggy Paddle Beach Fest, thank you again for having us be a part. Last week here on the show, we had Nicole Drury. She was a 17-year-old boxer, and Bluewater Boxing had an event here at Hangar Number 2. That's right, Hangar, our airport. About 300 people in attendance for the Bluewater Boxing event. It was really exciting because Ireland was here. It was Ireland versus Canada. And Nicole, who was here on the show last week talking about it, it was her first fight, and congratulations to her. There's Nicole Drury wearing her medal, winning her first fight at 17 years old. So congratulations, Nicole, again, for your success in Bluewater Boxing and the boxing world. I know, there she is. She's pretty excited again, showing off her medal. So way to go, Nicole, and all the Bluewater Boxing group. And honestly, all the boxers from Ireland, they made the trip over. They're doing an Ireland tour. And there was music, Irish music and fun, and there was food. It wasn't just a boxing event, and we were able to broadcast that on pay-per-view for Bluewater Boxing. So we were very excited for that. So congratulations again, Nicole Drury, on your medal here and your first win at 17 years old. Wow. Fonz Chamberlain sharing the show out there. Thank you so much, Fonz. Really appreciate that. Fonz, we got to get you back on here again soon, buddy. It's always good chatting with you. All right, Bluewater BorderFest once again is coming up. It starts this Thursday, 3 days this year. VIP tickets are sold out. They are sold out. But guess what I got? Oh, I didn't bring them down here with me, but I do have tickets. I have VIP tickets that I will be giving away for the Friday night rock night with Honeymoon Suite, the Guess Who, local band Jabrito, and my guest coming up at 3:45. We'll be talking about that coming up in I guess about 5 minutes time. We'll be talking with Leah Marlene. So they are VIP. They're sold out VIP, but I have a pair of tickets VIP. So you have to make sure that you keep watching my Facebook page for a chance to win those tickets. And general admission, of course, still available. You can go online, still available at BluewaterBorderFest.com. I will be there all 3 days. I am the MC for the entire weekend and shows. We'll have some special guest MCs in there as well, but I'm going to try to keep things under control. We're going to have a lot of fun this weekend at Bluewater BorderFest. All right. I mentioned this last week, something new that's happening in my world as well. We got the Video Show Network and we got the show. Now we have the Radio Show Network, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's internet radio online 24 hours a day, commercial free. And you can make your requests 24/7. That's right. Nobody has to be there to take your requests. It's all automated. You can make your requests and send them out. You can even dedicate it to that very special someone 24 hours a day. Go to the RadioShowNetwork.com to get more details on that. All right, as I keep mentioning, and it's for a reason, it's a lot of fun, and I'm also going to be there all weekend. Coming up the long weekend in August, I'll be MC as well for all the entertainment at Captain Kid Days. This is about our 5th year, I think, being involved out there. Looking forward to Captain Kid Days. My friends Rob Jenkins and The Room will be kicking things off on the Friday night, and the entertainment goes all the way through Saturday and Sunday. And Practically Hip's going to be there. What does that sound like? Yes. Tragically Hip Tribute Band will be there as well. Go to Captain Kid Days on Facebook and get all the listings of what's happening. But again, as I said, Friday it kicks off. The adult entertainment, anyway, kicks off in the evening with Rob Jenkins in The Room. Actually, on the Thursday night, there's going to be entertainment, family entertainment for everybody. Roadhouse will be there playing the music, opening up for movie night, and we're going retro this time. Sandlot is going to be the movie, so look forward for that. We'll have some more updates as we get closer to that long weekend as well. Also, as part of the Captain Kid Days event, I'm happy once again to be a sponsor, myself and the Video Show Network, for the Youth Talent Showcase that is happening. Now, it's a showcase. This is not a contest. Ages 18 and under, if you're around and you want to get up on a stage and perform and just have fun, we just want to get you up on the stage so you get comfortable being up on the stage. Sing, dance, tell a joke, clean jokes only, play an instrument, have fun. That's what we want you to have up there. And we might have some goodies for everybody who gets involved there. That's happening on the Sunday, August the 5th at Captain Kid Days. Again, I'll be there. That's going to happen at 1:30 in the afternoon, and we'll have an open mic after that as well. So for those of you who have talent, come on out. And you know what? Even if you don't have talent and you just want to go up there and talk to somebody, we just want you to get that confidence level up, right? Captain Kid Days is going to be a lot of fun. My annual karaoke cruise on the Duke d'Orleans here in Sarnia. It's my 30th year providing entertainment here in Sarnia. 30 years on the Duke d'Orleans, DJing karaoke. It's my annual karaoke summer event on August the 12th. It's a Sunday. Don't worry if you work Monday. It starts early. It finishes early, 6 to 9. Tickets $25 for that, and you can reach out to me here on Facebook. It's pretty easy, right? August the 12th. And my friends at the Duke d'Orleans, super excited to see them again. It's just become a tradition on the Duke d'Orleans, right? Okay, just before I get to my first guest, I want to talk just a little bit about politics. Okay, well, here we go. Don't really talk a lot of politics here on the show. I don't really put myself out there publicly to where I stand with it. I try to stay neutral. But I do have concerns for my city, just like anybody else would have concerns for their city. So there's still time. If you think you have what it takes, I guess, or you think you want to have some input, you want to dedicate yourself, the deadline for elections to put yourself in the hat is July 27th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's this Thursday, right? 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Currently, right now, we have 14 names in the hat running for city councilor. We've got 7 running for city county councilor, and 2 officially, well, this is the unofficial list. It becomes official, but you know what I mean. 2 that have said they're running for mayor, Anne Marie Gillis and Fred Ingram, and Mayor Mike Bradley has not officially put his name in, but he had a nomination kind of gathering. People have nominated him, so we're pretty sure that he's going to come out and say officially that he's running for mayor. But we can't say that officially. We can say that unofficially. So we have plans here to be connecting with those, reaching out to all of those who are planning to get involved in municipal politics here in Sarnia and in the county. And we'll be reaching out to them, and hopefully we can bring them on here. Not necessarily right here on the show. We're looking at doing a separate show just to talk about each candidate and give them an opportunity to speak, and give you an opportunity right here online to ask your questions and share your positive comments. So again, and then of course the elections start. It's the first time electronic voting is going to happen here in Sarnia. That's right, electronic voting from your phone, computer, or tablet, or smart device. You will be able to start voting on October the 11th, starting at, I'm going to make sure I get this right, 9 o'clock in the morning, and wrap up on October 22nd at 8 o'clock in the evening. So should be a very interesting, well, elections are always interesting. I shouldn't say it's just going to be, but it will definitely be interesting for sure. So looking forward to being able to bring you that coverage as well. All right. She's in the lobby and she's ready. She was figuring things out. She's got it all figured out and she's smiling. So that's good. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring her on here right now. This is my first guest. Very excited to have her here. Hello, Leah Marlene. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here and join me today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Where are you exactly right now? You're not in Sarnia yet.
No, I live in Illinois. So I'm in the central Illinois area, and I'm in my basement right now in the studio. So now I'm going to right off the top go somewhere, and I think I have permission to do this because you sent this in the form that you filled out for me. Your dad? Yes.
Right? Because I'm going to tell you, I don't know if he's listening in the background, your mom's around, but I recognize that room that you're in. because I interviewed your dad probably, I'm going to say even about 4 or 5 years ago when he came to Sarnia. And that looks like the same room that do you want to tell everybody who your dad is?
I'm sure it is. My dad is Derry Grahan of Honeymoon Suite, and he's the guitar player and writes the music, all that jazz. So, yeah.
Yeah, I had the privilege of interviewing him. Hopefully, I think we're going to probably connect coming up Bluewater BorderFest as well. Of course, Honeymoon Suite there as well. But let's forget about them right now, right? We want to focus on you, Leah Marlene. You are how old right now?
17.
Yeah, 17. And you're going to be performing at Bluewater BorderFest on the Friday. You're going to kick things off for everybody. How exciting is that?
Yeah, I'm excited. I love being able to open up at any of my dad's shows. So it's a great opportunity, and it'll be really fun.
Yeah, it's really cool that you can say my dad is, and I like, you're kind of like working with them and you're sharing shows, because. But at the same time, and I'm sure there's a lot of influence there, but you really have your own style and your own music as well, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I definitely don't fall in my dad's lane of music, but he's still like a huge musical influence, and we still like write together a lot because like he writes more than just what you see through Honeymoon Suite. And so I'm influenced by like that kind of stuff that he does, but yeah, we're definitely not in the same lane of music.
Well, that's good. That's good. Do you ever argue when you're writing a song, like which way it should go? Do you have like does father-daughter get in the way sometimes?
Well, it's funny because with him, if he throws out a line where I'm like, ooh, that's not the line, I can just like call him out on it. But like if we're in Nashville, like writing with just like other people that I don't know as well, like you got to be nicer about it. But like when we write with each other, we don't have to worry about hurting each other's feelings. So that's always nice.
You gotta be a little more polite with other people, right? Professional, yeah. I guess is the way to go. There's a picture up here. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes, I can.
That was Canada Day. Where was that?
That was in Richmond. Oof,
Richmond, right?
I almost forgot for a second. Yeah, yep. It was like a salmon festival or something. My brother took that shot. Yep.
Nice. What kind of crowd was that? That Canada Day probably had a large crowd.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was like a family festival, and there was a lot of really good food there. It was really fun. That was an awesome show.
Cool. You've got a lot going on here. I mean, at 17 years old, you say you're down in Illinois, but you get over here to Canada a lot as well, right? How do you, like, this is summertime, so obviously you're not in school.
Yeah.
When school's in, are you still performing?
Yeah, so when school's in session, I try to take a step back for a little bit. I don't perform as much. I do a lot of music stuff with school too, so that kind of takes over. But I'm always writing, and I still miss school to go to Nashville, like about every other month. And I try to stay on it as much as I can, but as far as performances go, I don't perform as much. It's mostly like that's my season to kind of like build up my material and just get better so that when summer comes around, I'm like ready to go.
So you're still working. We don't see you. You're working on getting ready for us to see you. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It never really stops, right?
No.
Talk about Nashville, Leah. Like, sorry, before you answer that, are you going to school in Illinois, or are you going to school in Canada? Like, where are you going to?
So I go to school right in central Illinois, where I live. It would definitely be a lot easier if I were homeschooled, but I go to public school every day, and try to keep up with that as best as I can. But like I said, I have to miss school for things like Nashville and other music opportunities. But for the most part, I'm able to go full time and keep everything up to speed. So
yeah, how's your grades?
They're good. I'm a good student. It's a balancing act, and it could be.
Should I ask mom and dad that same question?
You can. I promise. I have straight A's. Well, I gotta be in calculus this year, but outside of that,
it's calculus.
Yeah.
What's like you're 17 years old. You're young teenager, young lady. So you're busy pursuing a career already. I'm assuming that this is a professional direction you want to go.
Yeah.
So what's that? What have you learned from that, pursuing that, as far as sacrifices that you have to make in order to continue down that roadmap to get to I guess, the goal, that whatever that is that you're looking for?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think it's just I've learned a lot of how to balance things. My dad has been performing and like flying out on the weekends since I was real young. So I've always kind of like had that image like laid out for me growing up, kind of what it means to like be affected by that. And so like I understand like in my future I might have to give up time with my family to go like support my family. But like now I just know like I can do stuff with my friends and I try to squeeze in as much as possible. But if I want to pursue music, like I'm going to have to give stuff up. And it's just all about not letting one thing become like super like lopsided, just trying to still like have a fun, like teenage years, but still be able to be serious and work really hard at the music thing.
Yeah. Well, you definitely get that work ethic from your family for sure. You know that there was something. I'll share a little quote with you, and I'll do today what others don't, so you can have tomorrow what others won't. So that's that someone taught me that a long time ago, and it always stuck with me because I think a lot of people want success, whether that's being a rock star or a race car driver or a ball player, whatever that looks like for whoever you are. But I think a lot of people probably don't get through it because they go, wow, this is really work. And I have to, miss some birthdays and all that sort of stuff. But you think missing that time, like people say family too, family is really important, obviously, but family has to be supportive and understanding as well. Right. I'm guessing that's all beside you and behind you as well, as far as support goes.
Yeah. Like I would not be anywhere if it weren't for my family. They have been the most supportive. I'm so thankful for them because they're the reason that I'm able to like go on these trips to Nashville. It's so awesome now because I get to do this all with my family. And like even my brother, who's not musical, like he takes photos for me and he's fantastic. He's an awesome photographer. And my mom, who's also not musical, like she manages and she helps book stuff and she runs my Facebook for the most part and like all that stuff. And then my dad and I actually do music together. So it's a whole family affair. And like it's so awesome. I couldn't be in a more like awesome position to be doing what I'm doing.
Team effort, and everybody's got their role. And well, like you say, your mom, I know when I reached out, that was your mom that I was really chatting with when we first connected. And it's really like you have to treat this music like music's awesome, and that's obviously your passion and love, but are you learning anything on the business side?
Oh yeah, I'm like, because I mean, it's all a business. Like you got to know how to handle yourself, and you got to know how it all works. So every time, especially going down to Nashville, like my eyes have been open to so much. I've learned so much. It's been awesome, and so the business is just as much a part of it as the music nowadays.
Yeah. What have you learned business wise? Is there anything in particular that stands out for you?
I couldn't pull anything out of my head off the top.
Yeah. Like, do you get into like, are you like, what like booking yourself or marketing? I guess is that something that you're learning?
Oh yeah. So when we go down to Nashville, like our first trip, like was mostly like my dad just kind of like reaching out to people that he knew there and just trying to get me connected. But now that we've been down there so many times, like I made connections and it's all about networking. And when we go down there, I mainly like, I'll reach that's a nice photo. I'll reach out to most of the people that we're working with, as long as like I know them, then I'll reach out, or if I've like made that connection. So I've like taken over a big part of like booking that stuff, and although they still help too, but it's been great being able to like learn about booking and how to like be professional but still like friendly and and how to network and stuff. It's been a huge learning experience.
Relationships is a big part of any business, right? You know, getting to know people. And I mean, people do stuff with you because they know you, like you, trust you. I mean, you got to have talent too, don't get me wrong, but the relationship building, you know, at a young age, that's kind of cool to be able to, you're traveling a little bit, and we're traveling a lot, quite honestly, you know, and you have that opportunity. Let's talk a little bit more about Nashville and what is happening down there in Nashville with you.
Okay, so when I go down there, it's different every trip, but we always have rights booked, which means that we're just writing with different songwriters down there.
Okay.
And that's where most of I think almost all the songs on my EP were co-written down in Nashville. And then when we have songs, we also need to like demo them and record them. So we do a lot of demoing and recording down there, as well as in the basement right here. And we have a studio down the road where we live too. But so it's either here or in Nashville where we record, and we kind of send stuff back and forth. And I've also played songwriters rounds and done my own gigs down there and all that jazz. So that's that's kind of the gist of it: writing, recording, and gigging.
Yeah. Is this video I'm showing here? It's a little laggy, but is that Canada Day as well? Is that, or
yes.
Where's that from? Okay.
That's from Canada Day.
I don't have the sound to be able to share right now, but I was listening earlier, and I have to say, like, you just open your mouth and you just sing, like and look at you, like you're just having a good time. You're having fun. Do you ever watch yourself? Check yourself out?
I definitely do watch back, so I can like see what I need to work on, which sometimes is a very painful experience. But that I've seen that video. That video, I was rushing through the set because I only had like 15 minutes, but I definitely watch back to see like what I can improve on for the next show.
Yeah, I know, and you have to do that by yourself sometimes. Otherwise, people think, "Oh, she's watching herself," right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I never want people to think like that I'm like full of myself because I'm like listening to like my demos or watching myself. Yeah. It's all. I am like my biggest critic. It's all just to see what I need to work on.
I will watch this show that we're doing right now after it's over. I watch all my shows to make sure, you know, is the tie right down to all that detail kind of stuff. So it's good that you do that sort of thing. Let's move on here. I know there's something, you talked about your EP there, but there's something important to that Pledge Music campaign.
Yes.
Share what that's about.
Okay, so Pledge Music is like a crowdfunding site. And so for my EP, basically, you can go on my Pledge Music site and you can pre-order my EP, or like there's like a ton of cool things that you can buy on there. There's like special edition t-shirts just for Pledge users and a bunch of stuff. You have to go check it out. But with the purchase of any of that, you get an access pass to a bunch of behind the scenes stuff that I have a bunch of stuff I'm about to send out to post. There's only one video up there now, but there will be more. Okay. And so you get all that, and you get my EP before anybody else when it is released. And so basically you're just like right alongside me in the process. You get to see everything that I'm doing that nobody else gets to see. It's all exclusive to the Pledge page, and all the money goes to support the project because I'm an independent artist and it's expensive, and I need the help of that. So it's just a great thing overall because the fans get stuff and I get money to fund the EP, and I get to connect with the fans, and it's just it's awesome. So
well, I'll definitely go over there and I'll buy something, and maybe you can deliver it to me personally when you come here to Sarnia. Sign it for
me.
I think that's fantastic that you're working so hard at your passion and your love there. And I think it's great you've got the Pledge Music out. I know you talk about engagement with your fans. Do you do that? I mean, obviously you have time constraints, but you're here on Instagram or you're on Facebook. Is that something you try to make a point of doing? Is that important to you?
Oh, yeah. I mainly do my Instagram. My mom does my Facebook. And so my Instagram, like I always try to keep it as updated as possible. If I can't like post an actual video, I try to keep everything like recent on my story and just kind of let people know what I'm up to. Sometimes in the school year it can get hard because like there's just a lot going on, but whenever I can get a chance, I always try to update it and keep everybody updated on what is going on in the world of Leah. So
what about your personal life? How do you like, I mean, you're pretty busy. Like, I don't know if you have, boyfriends or girlfriends or, family, like that's still important to you at 17 years old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not in a relationship, but I have a lot of awesome friends. And I try to hang out with them as much as possible. My church keeps me very connected, which is awesome because I do worship at church. So that's something where I can still go and I'm still playing music and I'm still like getting better at my craft, but I'm first able to worship, which is awesome. And I'm able to be with a lot of my friends there. And then like school friends, I do a lot of school activities where like we're doing the activity, but I also get to hang out with them there. And every now and then I try to just like get together with people and go places. I always make it a point to like make sure that I'm getting enough time with my friends because I don't want my life to become lopsided to one thing or the other. So that's really important to me to keep those relationships up.
Well, that's fantastic that you feel that way. You've got a good mindset going, and again, that's obviously come from some great support around you. Bluewater BorderFest. You're going to come down here and you're going to wake things up on the Friday down here, and you're going to play. I'm sure they're giving you more than 15 minutes, but
yes.
What?
I think it's. Go ahead.
Sorry. What? I always have to ask this question because obviously you said like your lane's different than your dad's or whatever, and who are your influences then as far as vocalists or musicians, performers?
I'd have to say for sure my like biggest influence ever would be Tori Kelly. She's like my idol. Like she was a huge inspiration for me to really pursue the music thing, and she's just such a wonderful human being and like the most insanely talented person I've ever like heard in my life. So there's nothing not to look up to there. She's awesome. I also love John Mayer, Casey Musgraves. Honestly, like I love so many musicians. It's hard to like give like all of my influences, but definitely the biggest person in like helping me to pursue everything was Tori Kelly for sure.
Well, that's fantastic. It sounds like you've got some a good influence, family, musical wise, and everything else. Just before I let you go, is there any final words you want to put out there, or kind of give us a hint of what we can expect from you on Friday?
Well, I will be playing probably all the songs that will be on my EP. And I would love it if everybody watching here could check out my Pledge Music page or stay in touch over social media because I'd love to connect with you guys. And I'm super excited to play this Friday. It's going to be so much fun being back in Canada. So
fantastic. And I know you play around a lot in Canada as well. So we'll be sure to share all your links around here. We'll keep following you. And hopefully we get a chance to meet. I'm the MC for the weekend down at Bluewater BorderFest. So hopefully we'll be able to give you a personal hello down there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us, Leah. We'll see you at Bluewater BorderFest.
Thank you.
All right, Leah Marlene, very excited to see her come and perform at Bluewater BorderFest. I've been watching, some of her videos and stuff. She definitely has so much energy and passion. She just opens her mouth and sings and just has a really fantastic time. So I'm sure she's going to do a great job at entertaining us. So make sure you go online, bluewaterborderfest.com, and you can get your tickets. General admission still available. Also, VIP is sold out for each night. But guess what I found? Yes, I found a pair of tickets, VIP, for Friday night for Leah and, of course, local band Jabrito, and Honeymoon Suite will be there along with the Guess Who. So looking forward to that as well. Looks like we might have a change of plans here. I thought that my friend Sean Robbins might be joining us But no, we're not sure. No, you're not in, Sean. He says, I'm in, I think. Jay, stand by. We might have to come to you. We're working on Sean here. Gotta love live. Live is awesome. But thankfully, my friend Jay Peckham is here. And he's patient. And I'm multitasking, which I am not good at. Anyway, once again, Leah will be at Bluewater BorderFest. Of course, on the Thursday night is country night. And Drake White and other guests as well, including Corey James Mitchell, who's local band, Corey James Mitchell Band, who we had on here a few weeks ago, will be there. And also Friday night, as I said, the Guess Who, Honeymoon Suite, Jabrito, Leah will be there. And then on Saturday, it's going to be super awesome. Dear Rouge is going to be there, along with Matt Mays and the Arkells. Wow, the Arkells, who put on amazing show, is going to be there. So I'm going to bring up Jay. And we're going to let Sean keep working away there. I love technology when it works. So, Jay, you're up, buddy. He's all set. Here we come. Jay, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing really good, Dave. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Our friend, Mr. Sean Robbins, is, I don't know if he's watching or what. He's trying to join from his phone. Download the app, BeLive.tv. Click on the link. There, you'll be okay. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So, Jay, thankfully you came in early so we can talk to you. Well, whenever I have you on the show, well, whenever I have you on the show, like I never know what we're going to talk about because you're involved in so many different things.
This is true.
But this time we're here to talk about Theatre Sarnia.
100%.
Yeah, what's happening there?
Subjects. Oh, well, I mean, a ton of stuff. I mean, we've just had another tremendous season where we just wrapped up with The Producers, which was an incredible show, super high quality. I mean, the kind of comments we're getting down at Theatre Sarnia right now are that, most people are I don't want to say surprised because that, means that it maybe wasn't that way before, but they are really impressed by the quality of the shows that we're doing at the Imperial Theatre right now through our Theatre Sarnia season. We are extending our season this year for the first time, and I know we've run into a couple of hiccups around that, but for the most part, it's just been another really, really successful year. So lots of good things. We have a town hall meeting coming up tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, right? Yeah.
Yep. Tomorrow night is our town hall meeting. We have 4 of those a year.
Now, is that open to anybody who wants to come, or is this just
100%? Come on down. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
I mean, it was really it really was geared for members. We got to a point where we recognized we were sort of losing touch a little bit with our membership in terms of trying to find ways to communicate with them, sort of on a more direct level. And so one of the things that we came up with at the board level was to start having these town hall meetings where we would literally, put it out in advance, have a couple of topics that we wanted to share, but we always open and have an open forum sort of at the end for anybody who wants to sort of have their say, make a comment, suggestions, whatever. We'll take any questions by all means. And most of the board will be there. So, if there's something really pressing that you just want to get out there and get us active and working on, town hall meetings are a great chance to do that. And we, of course, post that on our Facebook page at Theatre Sarnia Facebook page. So,
yeah, now that's it's actually if I've got the right one, it's actually a group, right? Theatre Sarnia, that's one.
Yeah, sorry. There's we have the Theatre Sarnia group, and then there's the Imperial Theatre page. Right. So the Imperial Theatre is that's our venue. And there's some exciting stuff coming up. I don't want to let too many things out of the bag.
You're going to tease us, right?
Yeah, I'm going to tease you a little bit. We've got some exciting things that we're going to releasing to our members in the near future. I know some of the things that we've struggled with a little bit in the past was the identity of Theatre Sarnia. Theatre Sarnia is a not-for-profit charitable corporation, and we've been around for almost 93 years now. we've had 93 seasons of shows. I think it's 93. My numbers are probably off. Yeah, I'm sick. I got a head cold.
It's the 91st. It's the 91st year.
91st year, but I think we're into our 92nd season or something. Anyway, I can't remember how that works. But anyway, we're old. We started
around a while.
We've been around a while. Sarnia Drama League it started off, and then Sarnia Little Theatre, and now Theatre Sarnia. But I mean, we have this tremendous, rich history. We've been around for a very, very long time, and so we've been really trying to find out, coming up to, in the next little bit, we're going to have 100 years, but how do we celebrate all of those things? Because the Imperial Theatre has only been ours for 20 years.
Yeah.
And so we got, 70 years worth of other experience, and we were trying to find ways to celebrate, and we've come up with some really good ones, and we're going to share them coming up soon.
Yeah. Here's a question for you, though. I mean, you talk about, it's community theater but really high level performances that are happening. But you keep this fun, though, right? Like, these are volunteers from the community, and they're having a good time. But how do you keep raising the bar without, I guess, taking away from that? Because there's a difference between volunteer and professional. Not to say that anybody's doing a good job, but I mean, there's paid and there's unpaid, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, so let me see if I can kind of wrap that up into a couple of nice little bows ties here.
Yeah.
One, absolutely, fun is absolutely the most critical important thing here. We wouldn't be around for 90 years if this over 90 years if this wasn't fun, and we do keep it fun. How do we keep raising the bar? Well, that's a good question, and I want to give props out to our staff. We have with Brian Austin, our executive director, and Frank Canino, who's been our box office manager, Catherine Souliere, who's our technical manager, and all of the other volunteers, front of house people and stuff like that. We have such an incredible group of staff that supports all of what we do at that building, right? They're experts in what they do, and that's one part of what keeps raising the bar. But the other thing is that shortly after I became chair of the board, we looked at, what's our mission and vision. I mean, you should be doing that anyway. And strategically, you need to keep reconnecting to that. And what we came up with was that our mission and vision, our vision really was excellence in artistic leadership and development. And part of what that means is that we have to keep developing people. We have to keep giving them opportunities to get better. We have to keep bringing new people in and bringing fresh blood in and keep all of that going around, because, when the ideas get stale and things like that, that's when, things start to fall apart, So we really, really want to, one, keep the fun in it, but two, we also want to be able to, keep people developing and finding new ways to do things. For my example, I started off, I came to Theatre Sarnia probably 15 or so years ago, and I just wanted to be an actor. I mean, I've been doing it since I was 8 or 9 years old. And, eventually I got a part, and I got involved in the theater, and then I started realizing all of the other things that it takes to make a show happen. And I really sort of, started trying each and every one of those things as well. And that made me not only a better actor, but it kept me developing and kept the quality of what I'm doing sort of getting better and better and better all the time. Now I'm directing, and as the chair of the board, I bring all of that experience to hopefully, keep it fun. And I, by having, we've had some people that have been around since the 60s and 70s, and having their expertise sort of lend itself to new generations of performers is incredible. We've actually expanded just this past year. We expanded our youth program. We've gone from 2 groups to 3 because we got waiting lists. We have the next generation already in the hopper that are just loving this stuff, and we can't wait for them to become the full-fledged members of the running troops. So, yeah. Does that answer your question, Dave? I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's important, like you said, but you've got to surround yourself with the right people, right? I see like
100%.
Ruth Franker's out there, and our friend Elizabeth is out there.
The talent in Sarnia, Dave, the talent in Sarnia is off the hook. Like, it really is. I mean, not just from an actor's perspective, but even backstage. Ian Alexander, who does a lot of our promotional videos. I mean, what a talented guy this guy is, and he does such incredible work for us that it brings everything else up. Brian Austin, our executive director. I mean, he started as a stage kid. He was part of our Saturday theater group back in the day, in his teens, and now he's the executive director of the theater, and what an amazing job he's doing. The talent on all levels is just phenomenal. So, yeah. Absolutely.
So how do you come around? We've got some more time here. I'm still trying to work with Sean Robbins to get him on.
Sorry for you, Sean. I'm taking your time.
Yeah. It's got to be difficult, though, there's always challenges in any group, whatever. But I would think one of the toughest things would be choosing what to perform. I mean, there's so many great stories out there. There's so many. Is there ever any original writing that's happening?
Yeah, and you know what? Absolutely, there is. There certainly is some. We've taken submissions. So the group that would have used to been before we bought the Imperial Theatre, that would have been sort of the board of directors, is now called the production committee. And one of the things that our production committee is charged with is building, pardon me, is building a season structure for us and choosing plays. And they have a subcommittee of script readers that just literally go and they just keep reading scripts, whether it's local scripts, Canadian scripts, international scripts, scripts we've done before, scripts we want to do again, all of those things. They read those and then they try to build, sort of a coherent season for us. And it's a good thing that this is a large committee, because man, the kind of opinion they wore it out, I'll tell you. And what they've put on the stage in the last 4 or 5 years has been absolutely tremendous. But it is a big process, and we would love to have certainly more local things going on for sure. So, certainly through our Facebook and stuff like that, if you've got some original works, local works that you'd like to have our play readers, our reading committee, look at, by all means, get in contact with us, and we'll tell you how you can get those in, because we certainly would consider that. And there's going to be more and more opportunity, because we want to keep growing a little bit, right? This year we have a new season structure, right? So we used to do just 5 straight plays, and each play would get 7 nights in the theater, 2 weeks, including some rehearsal time. And now we've sort of broken it down a little bit. We're going to do 3 bigger shows, with some smaller shows getting like a single weekend or 4 or 5 shows. And one of the couple of things that does is it allows more people to be engaged, because we're now up to 6 shows in the season. It also gets us to allows us to do some edgier, some different pieces that might not have, gotten a full run, or where we couldn't have filled the theater with, for a smaller show. And, it's terrific. So, there's lots of opportunity. We'd love to see that happen.
Perfect. Well, guess what?
You're cutting me off. Don't cut me off.
I found Sean.
You did? Perfect.
Yeah, and he's sitting here in the lobby making faces at me, so I probably should get to him before he goes away on me.
Can I just put out one more pitch, though?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
because we have our annual general meeting coming up in September.
Okay.
And this year we're going to have 5 spaces available for new board members.
Okay.
Every now and again, you have to change over things.
Sean's not busy. You can ask him.
Stuff like, there you go. Sean would be great. There you go. Come on down, Sean. You can be on the theater board. But
Yes.
August 15th is the deadline. If you're interested, go to imperialtheatre.net. You can find a board of directors application if you're interested. And we're looking for, sort of a broader set of skills, people with, maybe some legal background, some government background, city background.
So I won't qualify.
Well, no. You know what? The truth is, media and all that sort of stuff. Those are all great skill sets that we're looking for coming up, and certainly all that organizational stuff.
I honestly, I've looked at my calendar, and I may have some time. And if I do, it's been on my mind to come down and even just sit in the audience and watch and listen. So you never know, right? So
absolutely, that'd be
appreciate
perfect.
that. Jay, my friend, I am so glad to have you back on the show. We still haven't gotten up for that beverage yet.
We'll go soon.
Well, if I get down there tomorrow night,
perfect.
Then you make time.
We'll pop out afterwards for sure.
We'll do a Brownstones or something because it's close to your home, right?
100%.
All right. Thanks so much, Jay, from Theatre Sarnia.
Again,
I really appreciate it. You're welcome anytime, buddy. My friend Jay Peckham. So glad he was there early because he saved my butt because technology wasn't being nice to me today. I don't think, honestly, I've never had a perfect show. So it's not really Sean Robbins' fault. It's probably Jay's fault because Jay actually showed up first. So he's thrown it anyway. The dinosaurs are coming back now. Jay Peckham from Theatre Sarnia. I can make fun of him all I want because he's making fun of me right now behind my back. Go online to Theatre Sarnia and find out, and imperialtheatre.net to find out more about upcoming shows. And as he said, tomorrow night is their town hall meeting down in Imperial Theatre. I'll probably be down there, so hope you'll pop by. All right, my other friend, Sean Robbins. He's quite an eclectic fellow. He's in the lobby. We're going to bring him in live. Finally, we found him. There he is. Sean Robbins, how are you?
I'm great, Dave. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Good. Sorry about that. Yeah, you and I have a little trouble with this modern technology. I think it's age, really.
Well, I'm okay with it. I don't think it's me that has a problem.
Yeah, I think it was me. I'm sure it was me. And
but I'll take the heat on both sides.
All right, fair enough.
Sean, I know you're a busy fella, and it's so nice to sort of see you because we've been saying we're going to keep, I've seen you at Crime Stopper meetings and stuff, but we haven't really had a chance to chat. So it's nice to get your attention here. You're a busy guy.
I've been a really busy guy. It's been a crazy time. Crime Stopper's been really, really busy. It's working. Get the good message out. Certainly try to keep the streets of Sarnia a little safer.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you are your chair for Sarnia-Lambton Crime Stoppers, right?
I've been president for the last year, so I've got a couple more years on my term to go. It's been a good time. We've got a huge board now. We've really expanded we've got some great new partners. I see you have a picture of the new van up there from Automax.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Community partners of Automax provide no charge, and not only is it a presence on the streets for Crime Stoppers, but we go to a ton of events, and part of our mandate is to educate people. We do fraud presentations, all kinds of special events, and of course we have to raise all that money to pay out all those tips. Most people think that we're funded by the local government. We're not. Great event with us in our virtual jail and bail. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It was kind of funny, actually. I had a lot of fun doing it.
It was a good time.
I'd almost pay you to be there. Forget I said that, but anyway.
Well, you've seen how it's morphed. The times have changed. How we're doing this interview, through this social media, down to jail and bail used to be the big event at the mall and raise $40,000-$50,000. Well, nobody can go sit in the mall on a telephone that has a wire on it still. So that was a huge fundraising thing for all Crime Stoppers organizations across Ontario. So we went to the virtual jail and bail that you put across your great show, and now we don't have people step in. We do it online, and that freed up a lot of time for the people that raised money for us. And I think we did close to $15,000 again recently. We just got those numbers in, so that's a huge bunch of money for us.
And really, that was just in like an hour and a half, right? So as compared to a full day. So I mean, that's fantastic. But I think it's important what you said there, Sean. I just want to touch on it again. Is Crime Stoppers is not funded by local tax dollars. It's coming from fundraising and donations, right? You froze up on me.
Do get a goodness to police, and they really took a lot of those funds away from us, which really hurt. So the Sarnia police certainly bucked up and helped us an awful lot, but we have to raise all the rest of that money.
Yeah, I was going to say it really doesn't cover, like you say, all the tips that you got to pay out, and let's be honest, there's cost involved. You might have a free van, but you got to put gas in it, and you probably got to pay insurance and all that sort of stuff, right? So
there's a ton of costs. One of the biggest costs people don't realize is we pay coordinators to answer the phone for those anonymous tips, but they can't be there 24 hours a day. So we subscribe to a very highly specialized call center. That call center has a huge price tag attached to it for all Crime Stopper organizations. So that's one of our biggest costs, and we pay the salaries of 2 coordinators that are specially trained to take anonymous tips. And you know, I can't stress to all your viewers, David, we're in a different time now than when you and I grew up on the streets. And we have a war, literally, I believe, is a war on drugs, and I call them the killer 3. You know, we've got cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamine, which is literally ravaging the city. If people don't want to open their eyes, it's happening out there. So
I couldn't agree with you more, my friend. I see it in areas where I used to hang out when I was, I were younger, our teenage years, and I wouldn't let my son hang out or daughter hang out there now. So
you've probably seen videos and the websites that are showing drug houses in Sarnia with bags of with needles of finding on the streets. This is a different time. It's a different enemy. And I think it takes different precautions. So we need, we have a little saying that I think is important for all Sarnia-Lambton citizens is if you see something, and I can't even make the saying go correctly. If you see something, if you hear something, say something. And that's your property that you're protecting, or your son or daughters. We've seen, I think it's touched everybody's life in Sarnia, these drugs. And I think that a lot of our tips go towards our vice unit and our narcotics units. And if you read the news, and I know you share that news, they're quite successful.
Yeah, see, you know what, and that's probably, I'm not really news guy, but when I get those media releases from, our Sarnia Police and Crime Stoppers, I do share them because they're typically something's been done or found, or they're asking for public help, right? So I don't need the dirty stuff to get viewership or anything, but the positive stuff's good. So I know that they work hard. Well, speaking of fundraisers, Sean, you've got a golf tournament. It might seem far away, but it's really closer than you might think. The annual Crime Stoppers golf tournament up in September, right?
Yes, September, and it's at Sawmill Creek. It's 400 and change for 4 people, and you get a wonderful steak dinner each and all kinds of prizes. We have, again, I talked about those community partners. There's so many companies now. We made a little plea in the last few years because we needed funds, and boy, the business community in Sarnia-Lambton stepped up huge, and we've got great prizes, and it's just a really great time to come on out there. And see Automax. We puts a 67 Buick Wildcat as a hole-in-one prize out there.
Oh, cool.
Associate Plumbing, $5,000 on another hole-in-one. There's a ton of great stuff happening.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. I'm not even a golfer, and I might try.
Well, we're almost sold out, funny enough. I've watched the numbers come up hugely since we've reached out to the community through sources like yours and asked for help. We're 36 teams sells out. I think we've only got room for 3 or 4, and that's up a dozen teams from last year and the year before.
Well, maybe I could just come on a golf cart and bring my camera.
You know what? I run around on a golf cart and take pictures all day of all of the golfers and their teams. Why don't you join me there? I'll buy you a special beverage, and no, that'd be
special beverage.
Okay, I'll buy it. I'll drive. You just drink. Okay.
Okay, sure.
And actually, then shortly after that, Dave, another really great fundraiser. We've got our 10-pin rock and bowl at Marson.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a Halloween one where all the teams dress up. And we have great prizes for that as well. So,
okay, well, we'll be sure to share all this on the Facebook page after the show here, so we can get some more attention on that. But speaking of, and I'm going to give you some more time because Jay Peckham stole some of your time. Speaking of getting dressed up, let's move on to you. And the Song Machine.
Yeah.
your next step in I call it your band movement.
Yeah. Sure.
You know, I know, and I say that with honest jest. You know, I love what you do with music and everything. You've definitely got great ideas, and you love the music. Way back to Whiskey Rain days or Whiskey River to Whiskey and Rain to, but you keep adding things. So you got the 60s, 70s, and 80s thing going on, and look at all those handsome fellas, and then there's you.
Wait, I don't think. Well, hey, who has a Pac-Man suit? That's right.
That is I'm like so jealous of you.
You know what? It's a wonderful world with this internet, because if you can dream it, you can order it.
Yeah, that's right.
Pay for it, you can get. Yeah, Song Machine. I first of all, I want to make a comment for your first guest, because that was Derry Graham's daughter. I got to spend some time with Derry when I opened up for Honeymoon Suite 10 years ago.
I remember.
In London, and he's a great guy, and it's just so neat to see. If you take 10 years off of her, she was probably a very little girl. I've seen some of her stuff because I'm friends with Derry on Facebook, and wow, yep. she's a talented young lady. So kudos to her if she's still watching your show, and a great musical fan. And I'm a big Honeymoon Suite fan. So
yeah, if you're not a Honeymoon Suite fan, we don't want to talk to you.
Well, and that's where we come from. And this show that we're doing, And your last guest was from theater. My dad was a professional choreographer, and he was with the Sarnia-Lambton Theatre in the 60s, actually. So I grew up with a stepfather who was a rock drummer, and then a dad who was a professional dancer all the way to Broadway. So that's why when you see my music or our stage show, I love this. We do the Song Machine's a brand new band. It just does corporate events, as you know. That's what we like.
Yep.
High-end weddings and family resorts and festivals. We've already, we didn't have a lot of time this year because we worked on this all winter, but we only had time for 4 or 5 shows this summer, and they're mostly private shows, and a lot of them are out of town. Next summer, I've already booked a very big local festival that we're going to do the Friday night of. I won't say what it is yet because I'm still signing the paperwork, but this show does the 60s. We put the Beatles wigs on, got some new guys. It's a 6-piece band. It's a big Vegas style show. Song Machine is, so when we do the 80s portion of it, and we're doing some real techno stuff. Everybody knows Andy Hardman. He's one of my best friends, but he's now my drummer again in another band. And we play a lot of electronic drums and sounds, big 80s songs that you just don't hear. It's not Jesse's Girl, and it's not just, we do a bunch of Motown. We like the shirts and ties. We're too old for the leather pants, right? So.
Well, and I was going to say, and that's the corporate thing too. I mean, you and I have background in the bar business for 20-ish years. We're just a little older now, and I think I don't know about smarter, maybe wiser. I don't know.
Well, think about corporate. The corporate shows are fantastic. Number one, most people are sober, so that's unlike mine. I did. But what's exciting is they're done by midnight, so we're all 50. We can go to bed a little early.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean was taking a phone call right in the middle of that. That's great. Sorry. And,
it's all right.
Anyway, there's not a lot of live entertainment venues, but we find the corporate show is fantastic. We travel with a DJ. You hire us for your wedding, you're getting a really big show with sound and lights, and at this point, we can give you quite a show and a lot of years of experience of entertaining. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I've known you forever, right? I think we went to high school together. But I know all the guys in the band, right? I don't want to sell anybody's age out, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's probably 150 years of experience.
Oh, yeah. There's a whole lot of just for men going on there to make that picture look that way, let me tell you. But
yeah.
But know what? The worst part is, I guess, when you get to we're all in our 50s, we're better now than we've ever been. And our instruments, sometimes they say, geez, you could play like when you were 20. I really believe, I know I'm singing better than I ever did. Of course, none of us smoke. Actually, I don't drink at all. And, we're all on 50-year-old health kick. So we're probably in better shape than we were at 35 at the Dusty Rose. I can tell you that.
Yeah. If we only knew what we knew then, we wouldn't have had as much fun, though. I don't know.
We did for sure. And I think Song Machine, what I like is you and I both love music of all kinds. So literally to do the 60s, 70s, 80s, Motown, a touch of country, I've always wanted a show that does it all. Yeah. And do it all and have some humor, put the Beatles wigs on. There's one part, I'm going to give you a tip. I have this big Elvis wig with a big extended Elvis
Oh,
with
boy.
Elvis glasses, and we do Hunka Burnin' Love with the intro.
Oh, boy.
You know what? When they're laughing at me now, David,
I don't know if I want to go home with that image in my head.
when they're laughing at me now, that's when it's fun, because if you can make anybody laugh in this, we talk about from Crime Stoppers to this, there's a rough climate out there, and it's nice to have some entertainment that's wholesome, right?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Sean, I'm so glad we're able to work through this and get you on here, talk about Crime Stoppers and, of course, your new band, Song Machine. Say hello to all the guys and keep me posted. I know you're doing a lot of private stuff, but, I wouldn't. Of course, you got to tease me about this festival. We definitely want to have you back, and I can't wait to see you guys live sometime.
Yeah, I'll have you up for sure, David, and thanks for having me on your show, and keep up the good work. Thanks
very much. Take care. All right, my friend Sean Robbins from Song Machine in there as well, joining me. He got through the struggle of the technology. He's a pro now. I always tell everybody, once you do this once, you're a pro now. There's no more excuses in the future. So I thank Sean for joining us here. And wow, look at that. We got through. Thankfully, Peckham, I could probably do a whole hour with him. But thanks to all of my guests, Leah Marlene, who joined me here, first of all. She's going to be here at Bluewater BorderFest on Friday. Opening up along with Jabrito, and of course she mentioned her father's band Honeymoon Suite, and the Guess Who will be here as well. And then of course my friend Jay Peckham jumped in and talked to me about Theatre Sarnia, and they're having their town hall meeting tomorrow night here at the Imperial Theatre. I think about 7:00. You can go to Theatre Sarnia group or go to Imperial Theatre on Facebook to find out the exact. I'm probably going to go down there and check things out, see what they're talking about. I have a pretty good idea. I'm afraid to go down because they might talk me into doing something. But Theatre Sarnia, fantastic group for sure. Great performances here in town. And then, of course, my friend Sean Robbins. Sarnia-Lambton Crime Stoppers needs your help all the time. Your tax dollars aren't looking after them. It's fundraising is what they need to pay out for the tips and fun things in order to make it all work. So they'll take your money all the time, just like any other organization. So Sarnia-Lambton Crime Stoppers on Facebook as well. And then, of course, we talked with Sean about Song Machine. So there you go. If you've been watching this show live, do me a favor and type 10 down below in the comments. Give me a 10 if you enjoyed the show. If you didn't like the show, do nothing. If you're watching this on replay mode, please type replay in the comments below. I thank you all so much for joining me here once again today. I'll be at Bluewater BorderFest all 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I will definitely be there. And we got some other surprises. And I've got a pair of VIP tickets for the Friday night. So you can go see Leah. And then you can also go see Jabrito, Honeymoon Suite, and the Guess Who VIP, courtesy of Bluewater BorderFest and the Video Show Network and myself. Looking forward to being the MC for that all weekend. All right, that's it. Thanks, everybody. 10 plus, Sean Robbins. Thank you very much. That's all the time I got for you this week. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I will see you next time right here on the show live. Bye-bye.